How to 10x the value of your company by trade secrets, coming up now. Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel Ask Me Startup, where we talk about startups, small businesses and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, pushing the notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever we're uploading new content. If you're into startups, if you have a business, if you plan on starting a business, please feel free to download a free startup checklist, link in the description below. Today's topic, trade secrets and how they can 10x the value of your company. Now, many of you are aware that if you have some kind of IP, intellectual property protection, the value of a company usually increases. That could be if you have a patent or a trademark, anything like that. But are you aware that actually trade secrets can 10x the value of a company very easily? Really? Why? Well, let's look about it in detail right now. Now, before we go into detail how trade secrets can actually boost the value of your company, we first have to understand what a trade secret is. By definition, in general, to qualify as a trade secret, the information must be commercially valuable, because it's a secret, be known only to a limited group of persons, and be subject to reasonable steps taken by the rightful holder of the information to keep it secret, including the use of confidentiality agreements for business partners and employees. This is really important to understand this. So it must be valuable, because if a secret isn't valuable, then it is useless as a trade secret. It must be only accessible by a limited group of people, and you must take any measures to protect it. That's really important. Why? Let's assume you're in a due diligence phase. Somebody is interested in buying your business. You think, great. And they come across and happen to realize, oh, you got a great trade secret. And then suddenly the guy happens to realize everybody in the company knows your secret. So it's not really well protected. You have taken no measures or precautions to make sure the trade secret stays within your company. Hence, it's really not that valuable. Now, you might think, so wait a minute, what are then trade secrets? Which are my trade secrets? I will give you some examples. One of the best trade secrets hidden is, for instance, Google's algorithm. They will never, ever tell you the base algorithm, how they're going to evaluate the data that they're presenting to you. Another world famous trade secret could be the recipe of Coca-Cola. Only a very limited amount of people have access to the formula, and it has never been hacked in such a way because it's difficult to analyze. So that's why it makes it worthwhile preserving as a trade secret in comparison to protecting it as an IP, as a patent. Then you have to publish it. Or the best-selling list of the New York Times. You might go, that's their own trade secret. They take in some publicly available data, but it's not all, and they're not going to tell you how they come up with that list. But it's so popular that it is a very essential trade secret for the New York Times. So now I get you thinking maybe, okay, so I have an idea what a trade secret could be, but what is it in my company? So let's take a look what the law qualifies as trade secrets. These are either financial, business, scientific, technical, economic, or engineering related topics. And according to the federal law, such information include patterns, plans, compilations, program devices, formulas, designs, prototypes, methods, techniques, processes, procedures, programs, and codes. You see, it's a plethora of possibilities, and you have to make the thought process yourself on what is important in your company that makes it unique. What is it? What is the edge you're having over your competition? And of course, you want to preserve that secret and you want to expand it to the maximum possible. Why? Because it gives you better business. But also, if you're running through due diligence, there is a very distinct section called intellectual property that people will take a look at. Now, if you're in the good position of having patents, you might go, oh, great, I have all these patents. Lawyers are very happy with your patents, but what they're really interested in is your trade secrets. What is it that you're hiding from the public, nobody knows, only is exclusively available to you and your company, that they could determine is worthwhile pursuing to buy? These patent guys are crazy, and these IP lawyers will, pinch holes in your whole defensive strategies because they try to understand, have you done a good job in protecting it? Because they think that you're aware of a trade secret, but they want to understand, have you taken every measure possible that nobody else is able to capture that trade secret? If so, your company value has 10x for sure. Of course, disclaimer, that depends on how important that secret is. Not everything is as important, so you have to understand how valuable the trade secret is. Let's assume that you have the recipe of Coca-Cola. That's going to be crazy. If you have the recipe, that's why Coca-Cola is worth so many billions of dollars. If you would be the one knowing how exactly the basic algorithm of Google would work, man, people would pay you millions and billions of dollars for that. So what can you do to understand what trade secrets you have or might have, and how are you going to protect them? Well, first of all, go through the list of customers, go through the products you're selling, and figure out which parts of the whole sales process, and that is including maybe manufacturing if you're manufacturing good, that is including programming code if you're selling a software as a service business, and define the parts that only a few people are aware of or that are really, really crucial in making the things work. Then think through, has anybody or everybody access to that know-how? Or is it really just a limited group? Even if at the current stage, let's say the whole company would have access to that know-how, you can still add additional agreements or put additional agreements in place that protects that know-how, that legally protects you and your company to do better and increase the value of your company by 10x or more. All right, everybody, what is your trade secret? What are the problems you're struggling with on the trade secret level? Just looking forward to your comments. Just leave them down below. Push that like button. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time.